In this episode of INN CEO Talks, I'm talking about helium from Saskatchewan, which is part of an emerging industry in Canada, with Helium Evolution CEO Greg Robb. Greg, welcome.
Thanks for having me today, Stuart.
Well, I'm really impressed with the work that you've done and your company. You know, over the past 2 years, you've been successfully amassing helium permits on Crown land in Saskatchewan. You've raised more than $12 million, and you've built an impressive team and board. Bring our viewers up to date on what you've done and where the company sits right now.
We started about 2 years ago, a group of 3 of us, which quickly became 6, looking at helium prospects in Western Canada and in the United States as well. And we quickly decided that Saskatchewan was a great location to be in. And so we put together a group of guys and started looking at prospects and started posting acreage, looking at geophysics and putting together the whole picture. As of now, we have about 5.4 million acres of helium permits in south central Saskatchewan. We've purchased about 650 kilometers of 2D seismic data and shot some data. And we have identified a number of drill targets. We plan on moving into the field in early June to start drilling. So it's really moved along.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about your team and also a little bit about your board, because you've got some pretty impressive team members and board members.
Our team are oil and gas professionals with massive experience, 35 plus years, all people that are accomplished in their field, land, engineering, finance, geology. And our board, of course, we have Brad Wall, Mike Graham, Phil Hughes, Jim Baker. These people have all had great careers in a number of different areas. So we've managed to attract a good group of people that can give us the guidance we need and the professionals that can work the place up here. We're very happy with what we put together.
Let's talk a little bit about the helium market as well, because it's my understanding is that the demand and need for helium is rising at a time when production and new discoveries have been flat.
Yeah, it's a technology play, really. This material is unique and it's rare. As technology, the draw on new technologies increases for fiber optics, the whole digital world, this material is required, and there are no substitutions. It looks like Saskatchewan is a very good area to explore, and demand is increasing faster than supply at this time. So we're very excited about the whole setup.
You know, for a lot of people, they go, okay, helium, it makes sense. I don't understand the process. You extract it. How do you get it to market? And what's your access to market, especially from a place like Saskatchewan, where you haven't been a traditional supplier of helium?
Well, the market is highly specialized. A lot of the product will go to the United States, but also to Southeast Asia. It's transported in specially manufactured tube trailers. So they're filled up on site through a processing facility. And then they go down the road in relatively small allotments of about 200,000 cubic feet per truckload. And it'll go to the United States. In some places, it goes to liquefaction facilities where it's turned into a liquid product and will go overseas to Korea, Japan, Taiwan, where they make semiconductors and need this material. It'll also go into Texas and California. But it's moved in relatively small quantities on truckloads. The liquid product, which is the premium product, goes in what we call ISO containers. And that's also a very exciting area. Saskatchewan wants to get into the liquefaction area. And so we're thinking maybe 24 to 36 months down the road, there could be a liquefaction facility in Saskatchewan, and then that's a game-changing event.
So you set it up so that it is extracted on site, put into the transportation vehicle, and off it goes. So beyond drilling and setting up that connection point, it's relatively easy to go from discovery to market, unlike building out a mine.
Well, the processing facilities are unique, and relatively complicated. They're different than say oil and gas, so they do take some time and they are specialized. But once you get it through your processing facility, then you're down the road and you can sell it at a number of different places, at the wellhead, at the plant gate, or seek your own marketing contracts at the end user. We're investigating all those things, and really the market is very opaque at this time. There's a number of sort of middlemen or midstreamers that have controlled this market for a long time. And so we need to get some clarification, and it's a learning process for us.
So you are, as I understand, just new on the TSX venture. So what are the next steps for the company? You're going public right as we speak, and where to from here?
Well, onward and upward in the helium world. We plan on starting our first drilling program in June. We've got a number of targets picked, 6. We're going to drill 4 to start with. We've engaged engineering firm to start working on some processing units for us. And so following our drilling program, which will be about 8 weeks, June and July, there'll be some testing into August. And then in the fall, we'll do some seismic, maybe some further drilling. And while our facilities are being fabricated, we'll get ready to put those in place. And if everything comes together as we envision it, we would be producing helium in the first quarter of 2023.
That's a remarkably quick turnaround. And your plans moving forward are that you are going to build out and operate. Yes,
absolutely. We're ambitious. We've got an excellent group of professionals here, and we're giving ourselves a little bit of room on the timeline, as we would in any project that we've been involved with before. But we're managing to find the answers that we need when we need them, and that's where we're going right now.
So what's the number one thing that you would like viewers who are considering where they're going to invest to take away from this interview? What is the most important thing that they need to appreciate as they make decisions about where to make an investment? Well,
this is a new industry for southern Saskatchewan. We are in the forefront of it. We have the largest land position of any publicly traded helium company in North America. We've got a highly professional team, a very strong board, and we think this should be considered for people that are looking at this space as a serious company. We're going to do some very interesting things over the next year or two.
Well, you've already started off very strong, and I'm sure that there'll be viewers who will be keen to know more in the future, especially after you complete your drilling program. I hope you'll come back and give us an update.
I'd like that. Yeah, we'll have more to talk about in the fall, and as we progress into the next year and get some production on. That'd be great.
Fabulous. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you very much.